Most beginners hold their guitar like this. And this is why your playing feels inconsistent, slow, and frustrating. So what if you could instantly play cleaner, faster, with less effort just by fixing how you hold the guitar? And this works whether you're playing electric or an acoustic guitar. And if your strap height is off, or you're letting the guitar tilt just so this way you could see the frets, you are building really bad habits that will slow you down later. This isn't about looking good, this is about playing better. If your position or posture is off, your hands are going to be working harder than what they need to. And this will show up as messy chords, missed notes, or slower progress on the guitar. Some real victories that will come from holding the guitar correctly is, number one, your chords will ring out clean. Number two, picking will feel a lot smoother. The third, you will move faster with less effort. Fourth, you will avoid wrist pain, shoulder pain, and back pain. And fifth, what you practice will actually work when you stand up, and there's more on that later. Fix this and everything gets easier. Ignore it and everything feels harder than it should. The way you hold the guitar either helps you or fights you. Most people sit like they're watching TV, not like they're about to play rock and roll and heavy metal music. Instead, you want this. If you're an acoustic player, this is going to help you because the guitar is bigger and this position brings it closer, so then this way you're not reaching or straining. If you're an electric guitar player, this is going to make it much easier to move faster and hit higher notes and lower notes cleaner without fighting the instrument. A lot of beginners do this where they tilt the guitar so then this way they can see better. But here's the problem, is that your wrist is going to bend the wrong way on the fretting hand. Your fingers come in at a bad angle. They're going to come in at a 33-degree angle versus a 90-degree angle. And your picking hand loses its position, so you'll be picking not efficiently. Now, everything becomes harder than it actually should be when you tilt the guitar like this. If you're having difficulty seeing the fretboard, a better way is to use a mirror in front of you. So in this way you could see your hands without messing up your posture or your position of how you hold the guitar. If you're playing an acoustic and it still feels hard to see or reach, the guitar might actually be too big for you. And if you've got a little bit of a belly, okay, it's totally normal, but it pushes the guitar further away, which makes the acoustic harder to play in the beginning. So starting on an electric guitar can actually make learning guitar a lot easier because the body of the guitar is a lot smaller. When you hold the guitar right, your body stays straight. When you don't, you're going to twist, your shoulder lifts up or it'll go down, and this is going to lead to tension and back pain over time. So remember, left leg, guitar's at 2 o'clock, stay balanced. So this is where most players lose everything. When you practice one way sitting and then stand up, it feels like you forgot how to play. So this happened to me. I would practice sitting one way and then I would stand up, and this would be jamming with some friends, and the moment I stood up, it felt like all of my skills just disappeared. When you sit correctly like this, your strap should match this exact position. When you're standing up, it should be the same height. So the guitar should feel the same when you're sitting and standing. If your guitar drops when you stand, you're basically relearning everything. Now, I know it doesn't look cool like that low rock star thing, but get this good first, then later you could lower it. The same position sitting should equal the same position standing. This is how you get clean chords. So here are the steps. Number one, your thumb should be behind the neck and your fingers curled. You want to come at the neck at a 90-degree angle with your fingers. So this lets each finger hit clean without touching the other strings. That's how you get your chords to ring out instead of sounding muted. When your fingers approach the fretboard at a 90-degree angle, that equals a clean chord sound. When your position is right, your picking gets easier. So here are some steps. Lightly rest your hand, your palm, on the bridge. Use your wrist to pick, and the pick goes through the strings, not around the strings. The pick goes through the strings. That's very important. So you get more control, you get better timing, and a cleaner sound. Instead of fighting the strings, you're going to be moving through them because it also changes the angle. So control comes from your posture and the position of how you hold the guitar. The biggest mistake that I see with students is that people go for what feels comfortable at first and what looks cool, okay, instead of what actually works long term. They tilt their guitar to C and it wrecks their technique. They hold the guitar like this and it wrecks their technique and longer term growth and how quickly they can make progress on the guitar. The fix is that you got to keep your guitar angled at a 2 o'clock degree angle. Use a mirror if you can't see. You want to fix your posture, so sit upright and stand up straight. Make sure that you sit up straight. The guitar neck is on the left leg if you're sitting. The guitar angle is at 2 o'clock and the strap matches your standing height and your sitting height without any significant difference. When I started, I would practice with bad posture. I would lean the guitar, I would tilt it, okay? My hands would be out of position, there was no consistency. And then I stood up to play with some of my friends and it felt like I couldn't play anything. So that's when I realized that it wasn't my skill, it wasn't any of that, it was how I was practicing. Once I fixed this and matched my strap height to when I was sitting and standing, everything was a lot easier and everything clicked. So here's exactly what to do. Number one, you want to make sure that your guitar, when you're sitting, is on the left leg. Number two, you want to make sure that your guitar angle is at about a 2 o'clock degree angle. So 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You want to make sure that the strap length matches the height when you sit and when you stand, and they're exactly the same with no major differences. The other thing is you want to use a mirror if you can't see where your hands are on the fretboard. Also, just a quick side note, what you could get is a guitar footstool where you could put your left leg up on the footstool, and this will help with positioning the guitar the right way, and it's going to feel a lot more comfortable, and it will avoid any back pain if you start to experience it. Once you've got this down, practice some single note examples or songs or melody lines or solos that you've been working on, and practice this for about 3 to 5 minutes in the correct position. The third step to fix this would be start practicing this with chords. And what you're going to notice is that this may feel quite a bit weird at first, but with some practice and getting more comfortable with this, you're going to notice that over long term, your hand, your fretting hand and wrist will feel 10 times better than what it already currently does. And finally, you want to make sure that you do the stand test. So you want to stand up and check for consistency of how long the strap length is, and make sure that it stays the same or as close to the same when you're sitting versus standing. Most beginners hold their guitar like this. And this is why your playing feels inconsistent, slow, and frustrating. What if you could instantly play cleaner, faster, with less effort just by fixing how you hold the guitar? And this works whether you're playing the acoustic guitar or an electric guitar. Most people sit like they're about to watch TV and not like they're about to play some rock and roll and heavy metal music. Instead, you want this. You want your guitar to sit on your left leg, and you want to raise your left leg up with a footstool or with a slight lift. Okay, a footstool works a little bit better because it's less tension on your left leg. You also want your neck to point at 2 o'clock. Your head being 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. For you left-handed guitar players, everything is the exact opposite. So your guitar would be on the right leg, your right leg would be up with a footstool, and again, that's optional. And the third thing is that you would want your guitar angle at 10 o'clock. So 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So about right there is what the angle would be. So a lot of beginners do this. They tilt the guitar so then this way they can see it better. The problem is that your wrist is going to bend not very healthily, and your fingers come at a bad angle. So they're more at like a 33-degree angle. Your picking hand loses its position as well. So now the tendency to flat pick where this part of the pick hits right up against the string, okay, is going to be flat right up against the string. So it's very hard to push through the string. The string doesn't obey the pick. So now everything becomes a lot harder, and this is not how it should be. So if you're used to practicing like this, and then all of a sudden you stand up, your guitar would have to stay the same and straight. This is very hard to play like this. More than likely, your guitar tilt will be like this when you stand up and play. So everything that you've been learning, basically you're going to forget it. It's not going to play the same way as it did when your guitar position and posture was like this. All right, so I want you to be honest with me and tell me in the comments, were you tilting the guitar? Were you bending over the guitar like this, slouched over? Were you holding the guitar like this and sitting like that, okay? And what I want you to do is let me know in the comments, okay? And if you're deciding to fix this today, go ahead and drop in the comments as well, fixed it, all right? If you're deciding to change this today, and there's gonna be tons of benefits just like I described in the video here. So if this helps, hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want help in person, you can head over to my website and check out lessons that I have here in the Wausau, Wisconsin area.